KM Best here, and I have a deck that is sure to annihilate the competition. Annihilus Bounce sort of cycled out of the metagame, and I think right now is a great time to bring it back. It marries disruptive tools with some legitimate tech cards, and it's a strong, proactive way to approach the game of Marvel Snap. In addition, with Blob shrinking significantly, lanes that otherwise would have been unapproachable due to the size of Blob now actually are in range of your Voids and your Sentries, and you can actually try to add that up and make it into something that wins those lanes. Blob was the major reason why this deck sort of fell off. Blob being 40 power meant that it didn't really matter if you sent over 10 negative, they were just going to be able to blob that lane and win it anyway, and this deck really does count on winning those lanes when you send 10 negative power over. Now that Blob has gone on a bit of a diet, this deck is in a much better position. In addition, a lot of people are playing decks that fall into one of two categories. These are decks that are old decks that haven't fully been updated, and to be clear, this deck does fall into that category as well. And I think this deck matches up well into a variety of them. Decks like Discard and Destroy. This deck is actually quite solid into them. And of course, it has enough points to compete with basically everything. Now, the two question marks are what tech cards you're going to run. Generally speaking, I have opted for Iceman and Shadow King, but that could be Enchantress instead of Shadow King. That could be Spider-Ham instead of Iceman. And I think whichever one of those you try to do is totally fine for you. When we go to the footage for this deck, you're going to see me playing with both Spider-Ham and Iceman. And so you'll get a sense of the idea that it really doesn't matter which one you choose. I think it can go either way. Previous iterations of this deck have had Enchantress in it. I don't think that's a mistake right now, but I am still facing enough Thanos Blob that I think, you know, it's not bad to have a Shadow King. You are always playing this card in a bounce deck, and you are even more always playing this card in an Annihilus Bounce deck. Hood is excellent in this deck because there are multiple ways to get rid of it. I've been playing around with some other Annihilus shells, and one of the things that I miss the most from this deck in those decks is having multiple ways to get rid of your Hood and your Void when you don't draw Annihilus. Those other decks definitely feel like they need Annihilus. This deck can win with or without him, and I think a lot of that is being able to mitigate the downside of Hood and maximize the upside with your bounce stuff. And of course, when you do get Annihilus, it gets even dumber. Forge goes in every bounce deck. It synergizes very well with Nico Minoru doubling, and generally is just a good card to be bouncing. The way to think about Forge is just it's a 1-3 that turns into a 1-5 that turns into a 1-7, and it splits that power across multiple lanes a lot of the time. Forge is excellent, one of your best targets for Beast, one of your best targets for Falcon, and I think that that is definitely worth not ever cutting. I consider this a true flex slot. I am trying out the Iceman because I wanted to try out the Iceman, but you could very easily be playing Spider-Ham in here, so let's talk about what makes one a better choice than the other. Iceman is a little more disruptive in a general sense. If I don't have a concrete idea of what I'm trying to hit, Iceman makes a lot more sense than Spider-Ham. Spider-Ham comes in when I'm looking to hit specific things. So, for example, if there were a lot of mirrors and I needed to hit Annihilus, Spider-Ham would be in the deck. If there were a lot of Alioth running around and I needed to hit that, Spider-Ham would be in the deck. These are the things that make Spider-Ham a more relevant card over Iceman. Iceman is an easy card to put in here because it's a card everyone has and because it is generically good, but there will be situations that call for Spider-Ham. In addition, Spider-Ham has a little bit of additional synergy with Shadow King. Shadow King, when you are Spider-Hammed, takes that pig all the way down to 0 power. It's not the most relevant thing. Most people don't play the pig card anyway, but it can be relevant. I've talked a lot about how Nico Minoru is worse now than she was in previous metagames, and a lot of her being worse is because of decks like this being forced out of the metagame by Blob. Now that Blob is no longer providing such an insane downwards pressure on these kind of decks, you can actually play them again, and Nico is good again. Bounce decks are her home. It's where she wants to be. Nico Minoru is a key part of the bounce deck as constructed in basically any form. This is the other major flex slot in here. Shadow King could be Enchantress, and I think I shouldn't have to go into the details of when you'd rather play Shadow King and when you'd rather play Enchantress. You'd rather play Enchantress if you're scared of ongoings. You'd rather play Shadow King if you're not. Very straightforward. I like running Zabu with this amount of 4-drops because it means when I don't get the Zabu, I still have something that is close to a cohesive game plan. This is part of why I'm not running the Enchantress, but I have been running into some Miss Marvels that are kind of a pain, and even though I have Annihilus, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to turn them off all of the time. So I do think there is some relevance to going back to that Enchantress for the Zabu synergy. I don't think there's a better card to run than Zabu. I think that Zabu is, unfortunately, just a little bit too good when it's even showing up in decks like this that don't synergize it with any way other than having 3/4 drops in them. Bounce guy number 1 here. The Falcon is a little bit better than he used to be, I think. And I think a lot of that is because there are just a little more people playing, clog stuff. People are trying weird things. And so there's more clog running around right now, and there's more Killmonger running around right now than there was before the blob nerf, because people are playing there's some people playing clog, there's some people playing destroy, and basically no one was doing either of those things before the nerf. So Falcon can actually be a way of protecting your cards now, and he should be thought of as such in those matchups where your stuff might get absolutely murdered by a Killmonger. This is a guy that's going to be able to protect your investment in the 1-drops, and that means if you're afraid of Killmonger, you have to be really thinking about how to make this guy protect your 1s, playing for priority early, making sure that option is available to you, because Killmongers will blow you out if you're not protecting your 1s with them. Beast is obviously still phenomenal. I have actually started to wonder if it's not like a legitimate balance issue. Like, Beast doing what it does means that 1-drops are going to be relegated to being on reveal bait basically forever. Like, this Beast Falcon thing that we get to do in this deck is something that is so extremely powerful with 1-drops that they only ever see a ton of play in shells like this unless they're specifically built, like, say, Meek or Nebula, to not go in a deck like this. I don't necessarily think it's like a balance constraint, just like something to keep an eye on in terms of, I feel like this guy makes it a lot harder to make exciting 1-drops. Shang-Chi, the tech slot of choice here, I don't think there's any reason to consider not running him here. You are a deck that is no longer running into things that are so out of range of you. Like, this is not a deck that's like, oh my god, I have to, like, beat everything. But there are going to be some things that only Shang-Chi will solve. And because there are things that only Shang-Chi will solve, he ends up in your deck. You get to free roll him a little bit because you're already a Zabu deck, and he fits well with your late turn explosion style of play. Although sometimes you find yourself taking priority to guarantee a hit, this is a card that I think is impossible to play this deck without. Werewolf by Night is a very solid card, but he is no longer approaching the realms that he was approaching before he got nerfed into being a 4/4. I think this deck is good, but I think he might be one of the weakest parts of it. I'm not sure exactly how to go about getting anything better, though, because, like, when you think of better 4s, you're like, okay, we could play, like, Miss Marvel, and it's like, okay, we could play Miss Marvel, but if we played Miss Marvel, we have too many 1s to make that work. Or we could play Darkhawk, which is a card that I actually like, but there's still enough blobs running around that it might not be the best idea, and so you end up with this guy as, like, the theoretically 3rd best stacking 4-drop, and it's like, that's fine, and he's good, but he's definitely a far cry from what he used to be. One of the number 1 things you can do with this deck is play this card into the next card we're about to highlight. This deck would not exist in this form if Sentry Annihilus were not as ridiculous as it is. I still remember once America Chavez got nerfed, working with this shell in order to make sure that there were cards I actually liked top decking on the final turn of the game in the bounce deck. And that is the reason that this form of the bounce deck has remained the most dominant since the Chavez nerf. It is a deck that is a bounce deck that also has the ability to not be incredibly sad when it draws several cards on the final turn of the game. Other bounce decks are not built the same way. having this big guy here is one of the main reasons why your deck functions without America Chavez's old effect, making everything smoother. This is the other guy who makes it okay for you to top deck late. Just like how Sentry is going to be able to, you know, just be played as a 4/10 with like filling up that lane. Annihilus is just an unbelievable card to draw late, and you have multiple ways of making him good. This guy is the card for this deck, and I think that if it did not exist, if Sentry did not exist, it would be a lot harder to play a deck like this. But right now we have what is a 26 power turn 4/5 with Sentry into Annihilus. Just that on his own is unbelievable. When you take into account that you might also have a free hood to send over, this gets really messed up really fast. It is a phenomenal, phenomenal deck. I cannot say enough good things about it. This deck puts in the work and gets it done. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed that look at the Annihilus Bounce deck. I think it's an early favorite for top contenders in the game. I know there are people who are very good players who have been telling me, I think this is the best deck in the game. I know Yo Woody thinks that. I am reserving judgment, but I do think it is quite powerful. I obviously have a lot of experience on it, so I don't want to overweight my own experience. Obviously, it's a pretty difficult deck to play, so hopefully you'll be able to learn something from the gameplay that is about to come up. Remember to like and subscribe. As always, I've been KM Best. You've been phenomenal. We're going to cut to the gameplay now. Also, we argue about who the best basketball player is for like 2 full games here, so just deal with it. Thank you. I've been KM Best. You've been phenomenal. Good. That actually works. That actually works. When copy pastas cutting off are actually good. There we go. Wait, they're snapping me? Isn't this gold? Is this not gold? Is this not gold? It's a schizo pasta? Be more respectful to Scott fucking Steiner, okay? You gotta be more respectful to the big bad booty daddy. Oh, we had a doom. The big bad booty daddy. Ah. That's ass. Is there any card that can replace Spider-Ham and Annihilus for this deck? You can play Spider-Ham with Iceman, but this is an Annihilus Bounce list. So, like, it's a no on that one. There's nothing finer than a suplex from Scott Steiner. Holler if you hear me. Yeah, Reality Stone Nico means we're not like fucking dead as shit, basically. We could reason. Oh my god. Okay. So we have Werewolf by Night. This goes middle. Wait, no. Werewolf by Night. We pull it over here. We pull it over here. No. Yes? Something like that, right? Ronan the Accuser? Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake. Cat has 44 points at half. That is actually crazy. This is a play that sort of makes sense to me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Chat, are you seeing this shit? Are you seeing this shit? And B just checked out with... Is that real? That sounds fake. 70. Y'all serious? The man had 70 points in like an NBA game. Oh, they're fucking dead as hell. Whoa, shit. Anyway, we win. Guess what 8 means? We win every lane. Joel Embiid has 70 points. Is this the right time to say I hate Joel Embiid? What's up, Binks? This is the only wrong time? I fucking hate Joel Embiid. I'm sorry. I didn't think you were allowed to get 70. That's simply too much. It does seem like a lot, doesn't it? Ooh. Hitting a Shang. I'll snap this. This feels like a comfortable dub to me. And I have become comfortably dumb. Hell yeah. What the fuck are you doing, buddy? What are you cooking? On turn 6, cards can't be played there. That does not mean they can't be played there on turn 7, though. Have become comfortably dumb. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, 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 ho. I think this probably wins, but we'll find out. It's losable, but not particularly likely to lose. So I will stick in it. I'm gonna stick with it. Like, there's definitely some shit that we could fucking die to here. Getting farted on, I don't think it's a fart. I think we died. Actually, here's what we do die to. We died to fucking Dr. Doom. We literally died to Dr. Doom. Which we know they have. But I'm hoping they just don't play it. That's my hope. We lose. We only get 11 in the middle. Wait. Oh, we win the tiebreaker. Never mind. We get 13 in the middle. My bad. I was adding 8 plus 3 and not the correct thing to add, which is 8 plus... just 3 plus 10. 5. Okay, top 5 and third are delusional. The people saying 24, good gag. Fourth, also delusional. I feel like 6th is pushing it, but I'll listen, I suppose. I think the correct answer is, like, somewhere between, like, 7 and 12, depending on what you value. I feel like he has basically no argument to actually be top 10. Yeah, the people who do the jersey number gag, I think that's a good gag. I respect you. I'm not going to be mad at it. 12 is insane. It's unfortunately not. Like, I don't think you necessarily have to have him down there. But, like, I do think a lot of, like, analytics nerds are less kind to him than they should be. Because they don't understand the context of the era he played in. But 12 is closer to correct than 3 is. I can tell you that for sure. Like, that I am 100% sure of. It is definitely closer to correct than 3 is. Larry Bird, GOAT. What's your top 5, Cam, besides, like, MJ, LeBron, Kareem? Well, that is my top 3. Like, what do you mean? How am I supposed to be like, what the fuck do you want from me? Once you get past them, there's, like, I have some takes, right? For example, I tend to have Bill Russell a lot higher than other people do. I tend to have Wilt a lot lower than other people do. I tend to have Magic and Bird always next to each other, but I fuck up the numbers. Yeah, like, what's your top 8, not listing your top 3? Like, wait, hold on, what? Did you know Booker is Luka's son? Yeah, I too have been on reddit.com/r/NBA circle jerk. Do you believe in the 100-point game? It did happen. What do you think of the rate of international talent coming to the league? It is honestly insane. What do you think about Wembanyama as a rookie? You're wrong about Wilt and Russell. One of them beat the other one heads up all the time. That's all I'm saying. One of them beat the other one heads up all the time. Hood doesn't bounce wolf. That is true, and I'm an idiot. One had a much better team? True. I'm not going to argue against that, you know? And this guy goes over here, and then this guy goes right here, yeah? There's a bunch over there in the middle, and then we're doing the thing, and then do we get shit on by a 14 power Ebony Blade, actually? Is this stupid? Am I always dead here? Might always be dead here. Well, that sucks if I am. I hope I'm not. Shang, mid, and Blade. Well, I hope I can beat this Dracula, basically, is kind of my hope here, right? I hope I am able to beat that Dracula. Okay, they lose a Giganto. They still have a Blade. We did it. Where do you put Duncan on your list? The Duncan versus Kobe all-time argument is literally just, what thing do you prefer? Does that matter? Like, I do think that I am the kind of guy who would be biased towards Duncan in that conversation. But I also think I am well enough aware that it would be bias that I go back and forth on it a lot. Honestly. I go back and forth on it a lot. Duncan was better. I mean, it feels very hard to just say that, you know? Like, it remains incredibly impressive that he won 5 rings in Kobe's era. But by the same token, Kobe won 5 rings in his era. Didn't Russell have a better team than Wilt? Yes. But also, like, specifically when they played each other, he was better. Oh, shit. This sucks. Kobe had Shaq. Right. And Shaq was the better player for basically the entire time. Right? Like, is LeBron not one? Okay, so this is like the most fraught conversation on the entire fucking planet, right? Like, this is where shit gets real fucking weird. Yeah? Duncan Ad Robinson. That's not the same thing as having literally Shaquille O'Neal. Like, all respect to the Admiral, but literally Shaq is a much bigger deal. A much, much bigger deal. Prime Shaq is unfucking guardable. Unguardable. Cannot be guarded. It literally just cannot happen. Does this make sense? Can we win this? Like, they have... I think it's like this, yeah. Prime Shaq, like, when you go back and look what he was doing, it was the most unstoppable any player has ever been. Zabu Nico over Beast? Oh, you're right, because of the skull. Yep. Am I dead here? I think I'm dead. If they made this play, I am dead. Oh, tiebreaker? I can win a tiebreaker. I did win a tiebreaker. Let's fucking go. Bill Russell, if you were to ask Bill Russell, and I know this because I've read a lot of interviews with Bill Russell, if you were to ask Bill Russell about how he approached trying to beat Wilt Chamberlain, you would get a very detailed answer. An extremely detailed answer. IMO, this is the best deck in the game. It's a solid deck. I don't know if it's the best deck in the game, but it's one of those things where it's like, I love playing it. LeBron choked too much to be top 2. Well, that's just like kind of an insane thing to say, right? Like, that's like fucking Skip Bayless ass, not even worth listening to kind of shit. You know what I mean? That is just some shit that is not worth paying attention to. It goes straight on the pay no mind list. Like, there is nothing you can say about that other than like Lamau. I like ice over ham, and I'm a ham lover. I feel you. We're winning this, right? The fuck? Twitch Bayless. Oh, dude, that is nice, actually. That is really nice. That's a good one. Okay, this goes here. Whoa. Goes here. 1, 2. There's no way they beat 12, right? No, we do snap here. It's just I'm going to lock in my play first, right? I'll lock in the play first, yeah? 8 power Deadpool. I will snap this instead. Oh my god, this is the whole game. Okay, are we dead or are they dead? Who did the math? Okay, I respect that. They could go up to 6, 8. Go middle. Okay, that is win bull, right? Like, we go to 6, and then we take this, and then we bet the Baxter, and then we win the game? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's go. LeBron James for carrying those Cavs teams. I mean, like, I will tell you this. My dad lived in Chicago during Jordan. So he is not someone that would be uninformed about. And he thinks LeBron is better. That's all I can tell you. There's a bunch of context that ultimately leads me to believe that I'm not going to get mad at you no matter who you have as your number one or your number two. But I do think that is, like, notable. It is something I have noticed, at least. Let me put it that way. They lost a null. My God. Too much glazing Messi? I mean, why would I ever, like, what do you think? You think I don't think Messi's great? That's crazy. It's just like, we're not talking about that. We're simply not talking about that right now. Started using Dazzler and Loki, and she's a 2-8 every game. Am I cooking or is it cope? I hope you're cooking. I hope you're onto something, dude. Like, that sounds awesome. Wayne Gretzky and Don Bradman. Actually, it's pretty much just Bradman, right? Like, oh, it's a conversation between Gretzky and Bradman. I don't think it is, actually. I think we know that one. I guess, you know, the great one. I don't want to nickel and dime the great one, you know, but Bradman is way up there. It's like 12 in the middle. It's like 12 in the middle. Yeah, well, let's rock it. Salute! Actually, that's not fair to Rick. He's a good wrestler. What does it even mean to be the best pro wrestler? It's just like a fun conversation starter. Don't read too far into it. You ain't got to read that far into it. Don't worry about it. Jordan is promised to be... Okay, no, see, that's where things get weird, right? Like, I fundamentally believe that basically every player from the modern era is better than any player from the non-modern era. No love for Mr. Kennedy? No. Yeah, no love for Mr. Kennedy. You got me. That is correct. What the weird thing is, though, like, if you're a wrestler, I don't think that's actually true. Like, everything's more technical, but they're just, like, you know, annoying. Val Venus. Holy shit. Yeah, athletically. I mean athletically. That's why I said that. Goldberg was always my favorite as a kid. Look, shout out to Goldberg for proving that, like, us Jews could be jacked, you know? I'm probably dead here, but I'm willing to just, like, see if they fucking fuck this up. I'm willing to see if they fuck it up. I'll play. They didn't fuck it up. That's annoying. All right, where's my Shadow King? Why would you pay out this cringe-ass snap? I literally, I just wanted to see if they were an idiot. I'm literally just like, this is an idiot test. No Shadow King, no win. Okay, let's leave. Will you stream tomorrow when drops are available? Yes. I think that snap was an idiot test. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Well, that's a bad location for somebody. That's a bad location for somebody. Every snap is an idiot test if you think about it. Cook, dude. Hell yeah. Okay. So, I do like that I have a Sentry Annihilus here, and I do like that they haven't done anything that actually, you know, like I'm sitting on a Shadow King here. They might feel a little confident, you know? You know what I mean? They might start feeling a little fresh. Feeling a little froggy. Okay, they're out of here. We still arguing about Jordan LeBron? Dog, if you think for one fucking second that Michael Jordan is guarding LeBron James, you are insane. Like, that's not even like, oh, ha ha. Like, it's not even like a conversation. It's just like literally fucking look at the two of them. Get the fuck out of here. Absolutely not. There is too much of a difference in build. It's like, no, it's a ridiculous. It's a ridiculous. No, absolutely not. Jordan was a great defender when people weren't cross-matching. Jordan was a great defender when you guarded the guy who looked like you on the other team, and they weren't allowed to double you because of the way the rules worked. Now, they could hand check the shit out of you. Don't get me wrong. I understand there's things like that. But, like, the idea that you would, like, Jordan was a great player in the context of clear out and I'll go do this. He was a great one-on-one matchup guy. The modern game requires you to, like, I think Jordan would be a great defender, but, like, okay, dagger, huh? Dagger, huh? All right, so, whoa, +2 power. We're gonna Iceman. We're gonna play the Hood. We're gonna play Falcon. I am interested in this game. Yep, that's a Phoenix Force. All right, so my job now is take priority. All right. My job, take priority. I accomplish this. Get a copy to my hand. I would love to. Okay. We go. Maybe. Oh, probably not now. Okay, probably not now. Probably not now. That sucks. I'll try it. Yeah, let's go. Holy shit. I'm dead? Oh, wait! Oh! I thought it was a 50-50 on where the dagger got sent to, right? Because they were never not doing this, yeah? Oh, hell yes, dude. Xandar! Let's fucking go, Xandar. You fucking do it, Xandar. Let's go. Oh. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that this game. That's nice. No worries about that this game. I don't know. Venom. Okay, so they're looking at a Phoenix Force. They sure are looking at a Phoenix Force. All right. Okay. I don't know if this is winnable. Oh wait, that's not a Phoenix Force. Oh, it is a Phoenix Force. Okay. You have one very large lane. And now my job is to... Oh, shit. Is that what I'm doing? Is this what I'm doing? Okay, they're leaving. Fair enough. Solid. Hercules on 1, Human Torch on 2. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, I was thinking about snapping this turn. Herc right can't be correct. I would guess they were supposed to Herc middle. I would guess they were supposed to Herc middle there. Yeah, let's put that in the middle. I think clogging up the middle against move decks, even if they're not like move decks. Who makes the best fast food burgers? That's a fascinating question. I don't know. Who do you think it is? You think it's Black Knight? You think it's BK? Have it your way. You rule. BK. Have it your way. Whoa, 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 whopper, 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 whopper. Junior, double, triple, whopper. At BK, have it your way. They need to get the fuck out of here, dog. So I do this to make sure that if they play a Dagger Phoenix Force here, it gets big enough that I can fucking kill it with the Shang. Hercules. Well, that ain't it. All right, their deck has officially fallen apart. Everyone press F to pay respects to their deck. It has fallen apart. I'm literally not even shanging the middle. Like, I'm literally not even doing it. How fucked up is that? They're gonna Carnage the right, and then it's gonna be how can we win the left, right? They go Carnage here and we lose that. Human Torch, and we cannot. Okay, cool. I was pretty sure even if they Carnaged, they couldn't win left. And I was right.